bro.
Appreciate you, man.
So let's see here. Okay, so we are now recording. It's me and my brother Soul Ross checking in. We are now recording. We are now recording. For those that are checking in, put some respect on your name as you come through, like we always do. Right now, it's just us two, me and Soul Ross. We was talking about the dream time, um, and understanding the uh quantum aspect of the access to it, and he was talking about naps. Could you kind of re-elaborate on that since we weren't recording at that time, and I'll recap on what I was saying as well.
Um,
Just
yeah,
talking about how you take the naps and the 10-minute joints to just be
yeah. So I was saying that during the class, it's, sometimes I sleep like I fall asleep, like 5 to 10 minutes or something. Or I don't know. It's most of the time is not that long as like more, it's maximal like 30 minutes or something. And I've been waking up. I don't know what time it was and how long I've been gone, but when I woke up, it's more like I'm refreshed. And sometimes I also woke up with your voice, and
right,
also it's like what you said. It's like I already was in the class when I was doing the nap. So and
right, right.
and the voice is like a deep, deep, deep voice in my mind or something, and I wake up like shit.
And to recap on what I was saying, thank you, so Ross, for sharing that.
Yeah.
To recap on what I was saying that like the voice in the mind is because sometimes it takes time to process information, and sometimes you like in those moments what's happening is he's going deep into the dream time because his body is already ready for it. You see what I'm saying? Well, it's not necessarily, I can't say ready for it, but it's built for it. You know what I mean? Because ready for something, like the body's ready for things as it comes. Being built for it is the whole reason why I named this 22 Jenny Craig. So back in the day, they used to have this good lady named Jenny Craig, and she used to help people lose weight. So by cutting the fat, you see, in the class for me, it's a lot easier for me to speak on things without having to think deeper because people are not going to be interactive. So
Yeah.
because of the fact that I know that with me personally, when I have done the work, I have a place in the dream realm, in the spirit realm that I teach from
Mm.
in my dreams. And here's the key: I don't have to be asleep. Somebody else can be sleeping. They can literally be in class still,
Mm.
because it's upgrading the DNA. It's about intention and what you want to do with that shit for the greater. And people think the greater good has something to do with the earth. It's the greater gods and goddesses. It's the greater everything. It's the cosmos as a whole. This shit ain't shit compared to shit. Like we're so small on the spectrum of what the fuck is really going on out there that this shit don't matter. So if people believe in a God that created this, then and you working with the niggas outside of this, you would see why you would feel this way.
Mhm.
Because this thing ain't got shit. He ain't got shit to show for it. That's why he rules out of fear. You see? So going into dream time, what happens is because the body is still limited to 24 hours. You cannot go outside of that through the body. So ultimately what you have to do is you have to have an altered state of consciousness somehow. Rather it's weed, rather it's alcohol, rather it's meditation, rather it's fucking sleeping, or it's really dreaming, dream time, rather whatever it may be. It could be goddamn a trance through sex, tantric. It could be anything.
That was what I thought thinking.
It
And
could be
sex.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything. But the difference is the sex. You have to be active. You have to be tantric. Like sex by itself is a trance.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
but tantric is different because
Mhm.
you have to literally understand the body. That's the whole different thing. And like when a girl says it's not the size, it's the ocean, it's the motion in the ocean. That's where that shit came from.
Mhm.
Because here's the funny part: where did Moshe come from? That part.
Mhm.
Moshe is Hebrew for the word Moses. He came from the water, the motion in the ocean.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's funny as fuck because a dude.
That's what that means.
Um,
That's
um,
your name,
a dude on the football.
That's funny as fuck.
He was calling me motion.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny as fuck, man.
Bro. You can say your name. That's classic. That is classic. That's a good one. That's a
Mhm.
good one. Yeah, man. So, um, and that dream time is a wave. It's a waveform. So it itself, you can have these 10-minute naps. Like yesterday, that's what happened. Because chaos woke me up. Chaos was like, hey, because it was me and JP at first, and then chaos chimed in, and I guess like I didn't even see he came in, so I must have like nodded off for a couple of seconds, and all I heard was the chaos say, "Hey, nigga, wake your bitch ass up." And I was like, "Oh shit," I was asleep. Because he said he could hear me breathing. He said he heard me breathing all times. So he said, "Hey, nigga, wake your bitch ass up." That shit was funny as hell. I woke up laughing, and it was funny. Right after that, I had all the energy in the world
Mhm. It's crazy.
because it was just that you know what it was? It was the weed. Stop it, boy. Because I had just went to the weed shop, and I was just having a conversation with somebody who was arguing with me over something that we wasn't even supposed to be arguing about because I'm trying to agree with them, and he just didn't understand how I talk. And the key is, I had just got through from my class, and I had told him that I said, "Bro, I just finished. I'm on lunch break from my class, so that's why." He said, "But I'm not your student." Now that's a fucking argument. And what I was
Oh.
really about to say was, if I'm coming off faulty or like I know it all, it's only or like I'm commanding or talk whatever you feel. My bad. It's only because this is how I talk with my class, and they're used to me talking in this way because we always share resources. It's right there.
Mhm.
Know what I'm saying, and my phone's dead, so what we talking about, I can't even share what I'm talking about with you. you know, so like I'm not trying to talk to you like that. That's basically what I was trying to say. And I couldn't even get that off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out. So I just left, and and here's the thing, I only went to the store. I went to Gift Works to get the incense and to get a blunt. That's what I went for. I'm glad I didn't get the blunt because now I have money to play my lottery. At least $2. I got at least $2. I might spend one on the 3 digit and one on the next 3 digit. Put it all out there because I actually have money in cash, but I want to do my laundry. So like I got my laundry money, so that's why I'm kind of like if I do anything, I gotta re up. Gotta get me another bag. But the dream time, before I go off tangent, um, the dream time, you can go into it with a very uh open mind state when you start to break down the subconscious mind and not break it down, but really understand what works through. Because niggas say, "Oh, the subconscious and this, that, and third," but remember what our first class was. Not our first, was it our first? No, the first one was our introductory class. I kind of entered, and then we kind of got into it a bit. But the second class was when I showed you guys what parts of the brain do what.
Yeah.
and I link these things. You see what I'm saying? So when I say the subconscious mind, I know what part of your brain does that. So how the amygdala, if you introduce new information to it, it will go to war with it. Like it will literally make your body go to war with it. So if anybody comes and says, "Oh, did you know that the word Amen is ancient is an ancient Egyptian god?" No, it's not. That's the amygdala literally saying that. It's not. You don't unless you have a open mind. You'll battle it. You won't even look it up. You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
part of the
That's
mind,
how the
right?
brain. Because the brain and the mind are not the same. The mind is older than the brain. The brain is a residue of the mind. It's literally like everything itself in your body is literally something else somewhere else.
Well, is it the
And
mind? Isn't the mind in time?
no, the mind is not in time. That's what the brain
Beyond,
is for.
but that's thought, right? Thought is in time. Was the same or not?
Thought is time.
Thought is time, exactly.
Yeah, thought is time. Because here's the key. As soon as you have a thought, it already started. You can't stop it. So it can't be in time because in time would mean that you can predict its possibilities or its potentiality. You cannot predict a thought's potentiality. If a bitch pop out the motherfucking woodwork with the goddamn booty short with the what Master Splinter say, the tight jeans and them booty shorts on twerking for a nigga. Next thing you know, she pregnant, asking you for money. You can't predict that. Cause that was you that said, "Damn, her ass fat." Hey, mama. Hey. That was you that said that. But that was a thought of you seeing it. You
Mm.
can't stop that thought.
Mm.
You can't stop the thought.
You can be
That's the
you only
key.
can be aware of it, you know.
Yeah, you can correct and then build upon it.
Right.
Yo, who that? Oh, he said stay. I thought they said Tay. I thought it was my cousin.
Mm.
Cause I cause I don't know my phone that is on vibrate. So I was gonna say. Uh so the the dream time and that whole thought process is really where we're at in a space. See, so there's levels to dream time, and this is something that I'm gonna be using for my next YouTube. There's the levels of dream time. Now,
Mhm.
the physical body in ancient Egyptian is called a ket, okay, which means your body. But then you also have the corpse, which is kat. That's the same fucking word. Because the kat is for the underworld, the inner world, which means it's the way to take your actual ket, your physical body, into the underworld through the kat. So the Kaabaye, which is the shadow, and you have the Shue, which is the shadow of the physical body. You see what I'm saying? There's levels to it. So the fucking fact that we're actually spirits or spiritual beings, but we have a physical avatar means that you sleep any fucking way. So when
Mhm.
you're awake, you're still in a dream time. It's just you have to tap into the DOF to get into that dream time. Because you have to go into the clip off and then rise back up into the light because you're already fucking awake and standing upright.
Was that bringing your awareness with you or your con?
Yes, exactly. Because that's the whole key. When you die, that's why I teach this class. That's why my first class, the Epiraya Imheru crew, that's the coming forth by light. Because when you die, you basically take everything with you,
Right.
or you end up stuck in this bitch.
Right.
because you have to go through fucking 22 planets because there's a hidden one in each place.
Mm.
So as soon as you hit so there's a 2, right? Then once it becomes a 3, you have a hidden one. Then you have 6. Then you have a hidden one, 7, which is then automatically makes an 8, which is still hidden because that's the end point. The 9. Now, if you continue, you will literally start the fuck over, back to a 0, because as soon as you hit 10, you start it over.
Mm-hmm.
These are angles of light. That's why I teach in the next course, which you guys already signed up for. Once now that we've cut the fat, we on
Yeah,
that 22 Jenny Craig.
I saw that.
Yeah. Now we cut I had to get that out of there because it's like, and I had to keep it real on some real shit. If you're not here, and then when you're here, you have things going on in your life as a mother that I respect. I'm not. There's not. It's not like I don't feel like disdain for her because she has to take care of her children.
Right.
But I'm just saying you cannot just do that. You know what I'm saying? And then also have time to go to get these ceremonies and shit. And we have classes scheduled prior to you telling me the day of the class is being scheduled. Then you want to say it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure you just didn't just niggas just didn't call you. Hey, you want to come to the ceremony and do this and that? Oh yeah, I'm down. Not what I teach, nigga. You would have been like, hell no, bitch. What? That sound like a setup. What the fuck? Hold on, time out. Who we praying to? You said Kate, the new moon. What sign is it in? You about to do investigative work? Is this bitch using sidereal or tropical? Because letters use that 12 sign zodiac. I'm not going. I might go just to fuck with them. Fuck it. Like you gonna plan for it. You're not just gonna go that day. And then here's the key. The main thing that it is that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. But the foundation of the camel's hump, like Jackie Chan said, camel's hump. You said what? He said, "What you eat? What we eat? We're eating camel's hump. Camel hump. Yeah, the hump. Camel hump. We eating camel hump." For Rush Hour people, I don't know if you ever saw that movie Rush Hour.
Yeah, for sure. I just
Okay, yeah.
recently watched it.
Yeah. See, that's a good. That's talk. We'll get into that another day.
All right.
Remind me of that, Soul Rasta. Let me sleep up on that one, please.
Okay.
So the camel's hump itself was the fact that we had pushed the final back 3 times for her.
Mm. Yeah.
Think of that. Like and that's the whole thing. Because when I did the math on the shit, I'm like, nigga, we could have already finished the second course and then been on the fucking Codex and Scriptures class, which y'all all already paid for. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
literally one person or 2 people are holding up things, and they're not. And I'm not saying they're doing it intentionally. It's just that their lifestyle does not work with what the fuck we trying to do to pass this course to get to the next one in a timely manner, so I can start the people who already paid that I can't even start because they can't start this class. This is the course they're gonna take. So until I get y'all out this course, I can't even start with the people that already paid. Think about how that makes me look when I'm constantly pushing it off on them because I'm trying to be uh uh um aligned with people's schedules and not only that, empathetic, understanding that like if I was a parent and I already got a teenager basically, and then I have this newborn for the most part, like he's only like a year or so, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and he's a growing boy. His dad's not there. You know, so I can understand those things. And I'm not talking down on that. I'm just saying I can understand it. So that's why I had to let her know why I removed her from class. It's because with what you have going on, I can't, and the fact that I've already done more than enough to accommodate that schedule, I can no longer do that and hold up you guys and others and myself while she goes out and understands and flourishes with her shit that she has with her ventures. Doesn't work that way. That's that nigga. You talking to a motherfucking pimp. You ain't pimping me. Mary Magdalene was my main bitch. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Put some respect on her name.
Right.
I was about to say her name, but I was like, let me not say that because I forgot I was putting this on you. And we recording. Can't hear her even defend herself. She wouldn't even defend herself. She would just not say nothing. Or she might sure was, or maybe sure am. I don't know. But she'd have a lot to make up with me. I would always look at that bitch with a side eye. I would never look at that bitch with the same. Unless this bitch did some phenomenal shit. This bitch had to go out and goddamn kill a nigga, or dodge a bullet or some shit. Stop a motherfucking bomb from blowing up on a school bus or some shit. No! Do that shit with magic. Disconnect the bomb. Like, oh, I knew I had a bad bitch. I forgot why I loved you. You have to go to the next level for a nigga. Because I would never look at that person the same. Because it's like I told you the truth, gave you the game, and you did me dirty.
Yep. Right.
How do you even give that person a chance? I don't know. Like that's why I say when I say certain things like a nigga get hit by a bus and I wouldn't give a fuck, I mean that shit. And that's why I mean it. Because of the simple fact that when you think about what I'm saying, it makes fucking sense. Because if you doing something for a person and then they do you dirty on a certain aspect, why would you give them any fucking energy of pushing forward? That because you're just helping them go fuck somebody else.
Yep.
You're literally just helping them go screw somebody else over. You're not nipping it in the bud. You're not literally stopping it right then and there in this track and saying, look, motherfucker, all that shit is over with. I don't know what you think life is or how you think this shit go, but bro, you got to put yourself in check. I tell myself that all day. So the simple fact I do that, that means that in a nutshell, I can't let somebody interfere with the understanding that we need to have as a society. I'm just doing my part. But the difference is I don't give a fuck about the masses of the society because I know the masses don't give a fuck anyway. So therefore, I understand they do nothing but die anyway. We all die. We all expire. But the difference is they just go through life just to expire. The fact you think that you're gonna have a child and it's gonna be have a better life than you, that means that you just came to die.
Yep.
And of course it's gonna have a better life than you. Because nigga, I know my mama did not grow up with an Xbox One.
Yep.
So if I have a child right now, my child can play not oh, and look, I'm on Xbox One because my broke ass. They got a new generation. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that nigga Xbox got a better life than the old Xboxes. Xbox One looking at the original Xbox, like, look at you, big ass black motherfucker. Now I'm slender and clean and white. Like, what the fuck? Noah looking ass nigga from the Book of Enoch. You know?
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5 has a better life than the PlayStation 1. And that's the worst part, because the PlayStation was PlayStation. Then they had PS1 was the PlayStation, but it was the mini size one. So when you say PlayStation 1, you have to put some respect on PlayStation's name too. Like, you can't even just say PlayStation 1. Because the PlayStation 1 came out after the PlayStation 2. Or I think, or right before it. It was one of the two. I might have
What?
to look that shit up. Because it
What?
came out either right before or right after. Because I remember that shit. Because I ended up getting, no, my cousin got a PlayStation 1. Navarro got a PlayStation 1. And I ended up getting the PlayStation 2. Yeah, it came out before. It was right before it. Because I remember that. Because he didn't have a PlayStation 2. He got his PlayStation 2 after me.
Mm.
That's why I was like, yep. Mm-hmm.
You talking about the mini PlayStation 1?
Yeah. The mini joint. He had the mini joint, and then I ended up getting the PlayStation 2 because the mini one came out before.
Oh, right there.
You remember that? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's the funny part. Niggas bought the same shit for the same shit. But no, they did. They see, PlayStation was real ass motherfuckers. They was pimping. Because what they did was they dropped games. They dropped all the old games on PlayStation. And then they dropped new games that was gonna come out on PlayStation 2 anyway on PlayStation 1. But because the disc was smaller. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So because the disc was smaller, they end up dropping that just because they already knew PlayStation 2 was coming.
Mm.
And so all the games that came out, you basically got to say you end up buying all the games over, just over and over on different platforms.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at these pimps,
Hacking
look at
stage,
them,
bro.
huh?
I got the PlayStation hack. I was
Yeah,
playing because in that back in the time it was like CDR, right? You
yeah,
can you could copy to burn that shit.
yeah. I remember I used to. So yeah, and I used to have that. And so with mine, I don't know how it was in yours, but with mine, I had to load it. I had to load it with a CD. Like there was
Yeah,
a CDR that you burn, and then you had to. Then when that CDR finished uploading it, you have to you have to open your disc and put a spring in it, and you
yeah,
have to run the game with the.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's
That's
something
how.
behind.
That's how. I used to play Dragon Ball Z. I used to know all those shits, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for real. That's how I did it. Yeah. You had to hack you. You had to hack your PlayStation.
that was all the free games and shit.
Yeah, yeah, that was the real deal right there. Nigga, you can get everything. I used to sell games. I used to sell the spring. I used to sell all that. I used to burn. Man, I was hustling in goddamn middle school. I not even middle school. It was elementary and going into middle school type shit. Like, no, I was in middle school. I was in middle school. I was in middle school and elementary, but I was definitely in middle school for sure. Um, but I used to do that, man. That was the hustle back then. Getting them CDs off, bro. So yeah, they had them CDs, they had the video games, had the springs on deck, and I had the instructions. I had my shit printed up. I literally showed niggas with pictures, like, nigga, this where you put the disc here first. My shit came with an instruction manual.
That's crazy. You had a whole bag with you on school,
Yeah,
like
you
those
know.
bags, you know.
Yeah, man, that's just funny as hell. Now you just think about, like, when you actually like think about that type of stuff and think about how young we were and inquisitive. It you can't stop the thought. That's what I mean by that. Like, there's certain things that it's in you. It's not on you. So that means you don't have to have there's nothing that somebody could say, or not say. There's nothing that somebody that you would need outside of you to justify you.
Right.
You know that type of thing. So when you put that together, that's the gotta make me a quesadilla. That's the main concept of the way we discovered these, ways to keep ourselves entertained. And then think about not only just that, all the things that we went through, and that we, when we played these games, when we did these things, all the things that we did, when you come down to it, when it comes down to it, is a opportunity for learning. An opportunity for learning. And that's just knowing yourself. Because you had to do that shit. And there wasn't nobody else doing that. Wasn't nobody else hacking your PlayStation for you. I had to do that shit to myself. Like, nigga, that shit, niggas used to trip out. When I would tell them, they were like, because we would talk about what video games we be playing. I was telling them, oh, I'm playing Dragon Ball Z. They're like, Dragon Ball Z? Like, yeah, it's a Dragon Ball Z game. It was like, what? And then me and my nigga Jeffrey, he still, to this day, he's a vegan now, and he break dances. Just like my nigga, just like my brother. He grew up right around the corner from me, Jeffrey Ross. Shout out to my nigga Jay Ross, because I know you're gonna hear this on YouTube anyway. My nigga Jay Ross. Me and him used to hack the PlayStations and flip the copies in the hood. in the fucking late 90s. Early 2000s type shit. Yeah, it was definitely late 90s because I remember we already was on the video. We was already on Dragon Ball Z before Y2K. So yeah, definitely late 90s. That shit used to be funny as hell, man. We used to be getting it. But yeah, Dream Time, my bad. I wanna let Bobby, because I'm about to make this food. I'm gonna let Bobby chime in on this. I don't know if I shared this video before. I think I have. But
Bro, one thing, man.
yeah, go ahead, chime in. Go ahead, let's go.
Before you go into Bobby, I've been the dreams I've been remembering because I already told you I can't remember all my dreams and shit.
Right.
I have difficulty with that. But all the dreams I remember, they're all about her, man. Lately.
I feel
And
it.
that was kind of
I've had the same thing happen.
that was strange, man. Like everything I remember from the dreams is always she's always in it.
Well, that means that there's an energy that's linked to it. You know what I mean? Like this is the thing. We old niggas, but we young niggas. We old young niggas. That's what them old niggas. Them young niggas. The young old niggas is young niggas. That's what we gonna call them. The young niggas. Because what it is there's energy that we have with people. That don't mean that they can understand what the fuck going on when shit going down when we chiming in and timing in how we doing it. They're not moving on the same timeline. You feel me? So there's certain things that because they don't move on the same timeline, they can't technically. They can't. The relationship runs its course at that time. And then when they get on that timeline, and when they're ready, then it's like that. Or if they moving at a timeline quicker than us, it's the opposite. When we get on that timeline, then they'll be ready. So if it's 10 years down the line, that means it was right on time. It don't matter when it is. Nigga, sometimes you got better shit on deck. Sometimes there's things that There's things that another woman needs to offer you that you need to be like, damn, okay, I was slipping up on this the whole time, and it might be some shit you were slipping on. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because there may be certain things that she enforces. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll give you a prime example. Me, it took one of my exes. It took my ex Janet and it took my ex Maria. Shout out to both Janet and Maria, because I know both of them may hear this. Because that's the funny thing. I have a connection with all my exes except two. Janet, I don't really talk to, but we don't have. It's not like there's a thing where she's avoiding me or I'm avoiding her. It's just we don't talk. That's it. But the other one, I ain't gonna say her name, and the other one I don't know about. So I'm gonna leave that at that. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, the main concept of it is I didn't notice that when women get their hair done, when their nails are done, like I don't notice certain things like that. They're like the small things that they do, which is not small to them. It's not even a small thing. It's just that we don't do it. So we don't notice it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it comes down to. We don't personally do that shit. So we don't notice it. So it took both of Janet and Maria to call me out on it. And because I was with Maria first, I didn't know how to explain it. You see? But by the time I got with Janet and she called me out on it, I was able to break that shit down like, well, I don't fucking do that shit, nigga. So how you expect me to notice some shit you do when, nigga, all I do is clip my fucking nails and go to the barbershop? You know, like that's it. You're asking me to something that I can't even fucking understand, but expecting me to acknowledge it on a level where it makes sense for everybody. Like, no, that's not how life works. I can't acknowledge something I don't know if it's not made known to me or I have a keen eye for it if I don't do it. It's just like magic. If a motherfucker writes a sigil and a nigga just say, look at these gangbangers tagging on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Just because you don't know it doesn't, like the police say, ignorance of the law does not mean it cannot be enforced.
Right.
Just because you don't know some shit don't mean nothing. If somebody wants to bust your ass and give you 60, they will. If you thought the law, if you thought if you thought the speed limit was 60 miles an hour, and you go through a construction zone where they reduce the speed to 45 or 50, even 55 if a cop wants to be an asshole, but 45 or 50, you're going to get a ticket. You cannot not get a ticket. Like that. That's just ridiculous. So these growth processes that we or the potentiality for growth is something we have to look for. So in those dreams, you have to, like, for me personally, I know I've had a dream. I just talked about this a couple days ago. I don't know if he was in class when we talked about it, but if not, it's in one of the recordings about the dream I had. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if we recorded it. I think we did. I don't remember. I had to go check. And it's a recurring dream. That's the funny thing. So with the recurring dreams, those are the most interesting ones, mainly because in a recurring dream, the when you understand it from the spirit level, it's like being born again. Every time you have a vivid recurring dream, from the spirit realm to in that aspect, it's literally a resurrection or a rejuvenation of the mind, and the spirit, the body, and like your entire being. Because recurring dreams can happen like for decades. You can have a dream where you're in a place and you pick up right where the fuck you left off. With the same, and here's the key, it'll be the same people in a dream. That's because that's literally a quantum life. It's literally happening. You just don't know it because it's happening in a time realm where the things that we are restrained to here and constrained to, we cannot do it there. That it doesn't exist in that time.
Right. It also feels like that, you know. It's like it's a whole different life, you know.
Repeat that for me one time, please.
It's exactly what you say. It's like it's a whole different timeline, but it's like I'm living there also, you know. And when I wake up here, I'm living on another timeline, you know.
That's how it's different. Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead. What you were saying? I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, that wasn't, man. It's like two different timelines. Like it's like
yeah.
You know.
And that itself is cyclical time. So the top part of the loop of the Ankh represents cyclical time. The cross represents linear time. It's either this way or that way.
Mm.
So when people wear crosses, they don't understand that they're being, on a magical level, usurped in a way, unless they know what it means. Now, here's the key. How would you know how to use it? Because I have a cross. So I have my Ankh, and I have another necklace I have, which is a shield with a cross on it. It's a silver shield and a gold cross. So to me, the cross, my mind state, because I know about the Daf, it's me dying on the cross. So when I enter, I can use that necklace itself just to enter the Daf if I want to. So as soon as I put that on, I can enter the Daf because of the simple fact that itself is a talisman for the Daf I've created. That's a part of creating a servitor. You know, like a lot of this is for the next course, and I just feel more comfortable speaking about it because of the simple fact that I know that everybody else was ready for their final. You know, keep that in mind. Yeah. Everybody else was ready, and we held that shit back 3 times. So I don't feel as if I'm like going ahead of over myself, you know, getting ahead of myself. So accessing the dream time, and when you have these dreams and understanding it's quantum and they are other lifetimes, they can still emanate and be emulated. They can still emanate and be emulated into this one, which means that it can become a fake one in this one too, because it has the possibility somewhere else to be real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be real with you, what I thought was also like she was communicating to the dreams, you know?
Yeah.
Because I had a feeling she died or something, you know? She was killed or something like that. Like she was coming in my dreams instead.
That's what I mean by emulated. Yeah, let's go. Because it can work both ways. A person can physically die, or It can be that a part of themselves which has stepped into the other side of the spirit realm, but they're still physically here. So they went through the ritual of the death. Because that's once you cross the daf, you could be dead to a person. And they would not, it'd be hard for you to know because because you're connecting through the daf anyway. You know, when it comes down to dream time, it comes down to a channel, if it comes down to a fucking telepathy, if it comes down to goddamn anything of that nature, you could still be dead. When it comes down to just doing tantra, when a person, when you're having sex with a person, you're in the daf. Because unless you're at a fucking orgy, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that, it's just y'all two. Mm. So you're in the nothingness. So ultimately, it's very easy for those people, and I've been through this. This is why I try to get inquisitive and find out this shit, because you don't know what's going on.
Right.
Like, and things are so desperate nowadays. I can understand things and be intuitive about it, but because I don't have proof of the shit, let alone do I watch movies or TV or any of that shit, you don't know. You don't know. Like I stay in Los Angeles. If a person, let's say, like we just saw, if somebody got shot, I put the news in there on Law and Order TV show on the set. Like on the set of the TV show, he got shot. Who the fuck is to say that wasn't part of the actual TV show? And then, like, literally, he really, really did get fucking shot. Mm-hmm. So then they just blame it on somebody else.
Shit.
You see?
Yeah. Like the guy who what was his name? He killed someone in the.
Damn! I forgot who you're talking about, but yeah, he shot somebody on set, but because the
yeah, why the fuck are there bullets in there, man? That's the first
right.
Question.
Yeah, great. I mean, but no, it was a blank. I think it was it an actual bullet or was it a blank? Because Billy, not Billy, Bruce Lee shot himself with a blank.
Was that the cause of his death?
Yeah, allegedly, or was it his son? One of the two, because both of them died on the movie set. I think Bruce Lee died of a heart attack or some shit allegedly. I think it was his son who shot himself with a blank. I gotta look it up. All right. Because a blank is still a bullet. It's just not a real bullet.
Was it rubber? Is this from rubber?
I believe so, or something like that. It's some type of material where it's not.
But it's
like if
not.
You were to get hit with it, because it's basically built. The blanks were built to hit packets of ketchup and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's still coming with the same force of a damn bullet, because it's still coming out of a gun. Right. But I don't know. I don't remember who it was that shot. Damn, what's his name? I can't even think of it. His face is on my name. That face is on my name. His face is in my mind, but I can't think of his name.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He shot the lady, the attendant, like the movie attendant or something like that, on mistake.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I ain't gonna put it out there on him, but in my mind, that's very easy to ritualize. Right. Like if somebody wanted to do a ritual, they could easily use that as a ritual. You know? Like, if you wanted to sacrifice let's say they want to offer up a sacrifice of somebody's soul, somebody's spirit. they can use that person or that incident as that. The problem is when the person that is conscious knows that person, if that person was not technically prepared or had no intention of that happening, they can get stuck in a realm, but we can contact them through dream time or through any type of meditative state. But we can't decipher the truth if you don't know it. So technically, if you didn't know the person's dead, you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. So I have those dreams. I usually get up and I get to work. I get to figure it out what's what and what it's about. Because if I can actually help get this person across, then I'm trying to get it done. Because once they get across, they'll know how to get back and forth. That's the whole point of what this class is about. That's what the Egyptians taught. They taught you how to go back and forth without coming into being, unless you chose to come into being through Kepra. It's a process. So when you have these dreams, when you wake up and you're conscious of it, try to do some type of work, some type of offering, and don't do it in a state of this person has made the transition. Do it in a state of you have made a transition of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Clearing the pathway. Concept of letting bygones be bygones type thing. And when you do that, do it wholeheartedly, all the way with your intention, and then do it with like whatever you want to do, libation, candle, a sigil, just a meditative state, a poem, anything. It doesn't have to always be from this shit on a hard copy level of what we read in the book. It's about understanding that these things we read in the book are merely potential templates or reference of understanding. So when you understand some shit about yourself that you always question, but you could never put it into words, but you might read it in the book and be like, see, this is the shit I've been talking about. There you go. Mm-hmm. That's a reference of understanding. So niggas don't think you crazy. You know? So doing that work, you'll be able to figure out if this person is or is not. And if they are or are not, you still did the work. And time will tell. You know? And because you did your part.
Through dreams or through spirit?
That's the mind state. You know, we have to adapt. Like I did my part. And on a heavy level. I didn't just do it on some what's necessary because it's necessary because of the situation. Oh, it's my ex-girlfriend. Oh, it's my son. Oh, it's my daughter. Oh, like, no, I went above and beyond on all levels because I would expect the same. So I respect the same. I would expect the same, so I respect the same. You know, like that's the whole thing behind how we need to approach those things in the dream time, and that's gonna happen mainly through deciphering the subconscious mind, reprogramming it so that it itself understands its abilities, nobilities, and disabilities. Because we are also vulnerable to things too. You know, as an empath, you're going to naturally be vulnerable to certain things.
Sure.
And that's what we're going to have to go through. And that's a growing process for us. It has nothing to do with trying to change the world. Just because we can feel certain things and understand it on an inner level does not mean everybody else can. So we don't need to be running around like Captain Save a motherfucker. Like, you don't get this? No, they don't. No, leave them alone.
Yeah, I was like that all the time, like back in the day.
It's not time for them to get it. So
Yeah.
that sometimes that they may communicate to us through dreams and stuff. You know, so maybe it's the way she's trying to reach out. So do, like I said, you know, light you a candle, do some work to find out before you put your head out there, put your neck out, and say something to somebody that may not be saying that, and then it becomes a thing. Like, look, he's still hitting me up, girl. He's still hitting me up. Told you. Like, no, you never mind. Like, you don't even know what like at that point it's like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have said that, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens because they're not on that level, on a frequency to understand what's happening. And you can't explain it because then you just sound even more weird if the bitch is really, I don't mean to say yo chick, but if a chick is fucking using it in that way against a person, it's still gonna be a lose-lose anyway. So it's like, damn, I don't even need to say nothing else. Fuck explanation. That sounds like a problem coming on. So yeah, let me munch down this breakfast quesadilla. I'm gonna put on this Bobby's joint.
All right, man.
Yeah, they definitely tap into first off, did I answer that question like fully?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
okay. I just want to make sure because
Actually,
I was
doing
gonna say like definitely make sure do you you know, whatever work you want to do, but have that genuine energy behind it of understanding on both sides. You know, don't try to just understand what it meant for you, but also understand if that it meant anything to her, because you may have a dream last night or whatever night it was, but that doesn't mean she didn't have that dream a year ago. You see?
Right.
So it's all in a spectrum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely do that.
For sure.
The mindset. Yeah.
So bear with me. For recording purposes and YouTube purposes, this is free use. Sorry, not free use, fair use. This is fair use for YouTube purposes. Content I'm sharing right now is fair use. My content is also fair use. I have to say that for her purposes.
Right.
All right, here we go. Sharing the screen now. Yeah, I'll come back to this, but let's get to this particular part. Kenneth, the primal creative energy
Hadith or Kadith abides in cold wastes, which names after Kadith signifies dimensions beyond the grasp of both the walking and dreaming states.
Now, for reference, he's talking about after you've already entered the daf. These forms of yourself will introduce themselves to you, because they're literally left over in different universes and dimensions and multiverses that you, because you're physically here, cannot access unless you're in a dream time. Or so they introduce themselves to you, and then from there they take you and they guide you into these different places. Now, if you have not recently experienced anything like that when you've been going into dream time, then that means that you already know them niggas. So you just walk on in. You say, "Hey, what's up, my nigga?" "Oh, yo, chill. I'm chilling. What's up? You still trying to hit the bar?" "Yeah, I'm done hit the bar." Then you're at the bar in the dream time. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to be introduced to them. So he's talking about somebody that's just being initiated into the dream time, that's getting introduced before being guided. So I just want to say that for reference here.
Kadith is the true mothership, home of the gods. Now, what is Kadith? Kadith is called Ka'bit in Egypt, which is the shadow. It's called the Kadif, or later on the Hadith. The Hadith, which is spiritual sayings, before it was spiritual sayings, it was a Sufi term for melanin, mayat, are the highest part of the soul. Once the melanin changes from black to light, which is called the white stone. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Kadith Ling, the abominable plateau of Ling. The abominable plateau of Ling is the highest altar of a nameless mass involving the fusion of human and non-human elements in alchemical form melanin. I'm going to go through all this in a minute. The only way you can get to Kadith Ling is in your dreams. Now, this is the key. Last April 1st of this year, I completed my motherfucking mission of knowing this shit. And I did it haphazardly because I probably went back to sleep. But them other motherfuckers, those no good slumber bitches, that the God realm, tried to fuck with me, and then they fucking with me. I ended up finding out what the shit was. They didn't make such a big fuss out of the damn shit. I might have woke up and forgot about it. But then again, on the other hand, they might have had to stop me because I was almost gone. And what happened was I was sleeping on April 1st, and I woke up in my dreams. It's called lucid dreaming. This is very key. You got to understand this. I woke up in my dreams. When I woke up in my dream, I was in a black cave. But it would have been scary, but I said, wait a minute, I'm awake. I said, so I got to go through this damn darkness. I mean, talk about the dark side. I got to go through this darkness. So I went through the darkness, and damn midnight would look like a bright light to this shit. And I got so far up in there until right when I was getting to the darkest part, the fan in the room, because I had a fan, it was in the springtime, the fan in the room started making this squeaking noise real loud and woke me in my mate up. And I knew then that the entities had entered the fan to stop me from going in this little thing. But when it woke me up, I said, I got this shit. And I told her, and she said, you got it, because, you know, she's psychic and all. And she really can talk to motherfuckers when she's damn near halfway sleeping. So, I said, I got this shit. There's a doorway on the other side of the damn dream, and that's how we get out of this motherfucker. That's the key. That's the key. And when they stopped me, I knew what time it was. Listen. The dreamlands are alternative dimension accessible through a person's dreams. Let me see if I'm going ahead of myself. Yep. I'm going ahead of myself. Back up right now. Let me just hold on to that 1 minute, because I got to read the rest of this stuff to set it up. The cloud in Revelation is called clouds without water. That's that dream, but that's called clouds without water. Anytime you hear the word clouds, it's called clouds without water. Now, when you get the movie, when you get the book, Mass of the Illuminati, all through the book, every other page, they're going to say clouds without water. Cloud without water is called a dark cloud. It's also called, is another name for melanin. What is a cloud without water? Melanin. So when you get the Mass of the Illuminati, they're going to say that all through the actual book. Is what that's also talking about. Now, so the key is, so what's happening is, and I don't know if I was here the last time I told you this, but I was telling a sister about the dreams, and she said, it's interesting you said that. She said, I got 2 nieces that's half white. And they grown now, but they all on Prozac and all kind of shit. They real fucked up because they can't go to sleep hardly, because when they go to sleep, they see monsters. Which is interesting because we know that the white man, he has to take the same melatonin that he don't want to experience because he don't have it, so he experienced some hideous monster thing. He needs that to get to sleep. Because anything artificial will really put him on that realm, so he needs the melanin to try to balance the shit out so he can sleep because he sees monsters. The monsters that he's seeing is us on the other side. You see what I'm saying? So they said when she said that night, if 2 half white girls can experience this damn shit, can you imagine what white people are dealing with? So all of a sudden it was all, they had to have this sleep aid and all this shit. You get where I'm coming from? Now, so, what's happening is that they're trying to keep from experiencing the caddies. Now the dreamer, now see, what's happening is they see a lot of monsters. Those same monsters, as I say, is nothing but us. You see what I'm saying? What's actually going on? Now, let me read something to you so you can understand what the hell is going down right here. First of all, let me deal with this. Dreamlands is an alternative dimension accessible through a person's dreams. Early in life, most people can enter the dreamlands at will. But as adulthood approaches, this gateway closes for the majority of dreamers. Children can do it because they just came back from goddamn dreamland. You see what I'm saying? So it's actually a tragedy when a motherfucker's born in this goddamn world. It's us backwards. You're supposed to be crying when they're born and rejoicing when they're dying. When the motherfucker born in this damn world and shit like that's a damn tragedy. He was already on the goddamn other side and he got to come back to this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? As a semi, you know, just in limbo, shitting and pissing and all kind of fucked up shit and all. But if you notice, for the first couple of months, or what, you can tell me how many months, them motherfuckers spend most time doing what? Sleeping. Babies. And for the first couple of years, they got a lot of sleep time just as much as energy time or uptime. You where I'm coming from? Now, it says that that's why they have these nightmares, that's why children have these nightmares and stuff like that. Because you see what I'm saying? Because they're closer to dreamland. You get it? Because it just came from that. Now, as the adult, now only a few adults have been able to enter this land again through certain narcotics and simply dedicated dreaming. Some physical portholes between the dreamlands and the walk-in world, which they call this, do exist, but these gateways are few and are often found in dangerous locales in both realms. That's because white people, when they get the shit, they literally can get hurt by it. But then again, on the other hand, you ever hear motherfuckers say they died in their sleep? What happens is the body gets so dense, especially a lot of old people, and they just like, fuck it, they find that goddamn gateway and get the hell on. You get it? Now, it's not just enough to just to die, because we got to do something else, but I'm going to get in that in a few damn minutes. There's a fucking wall we got to blow down. Y'all on? Y'all with me? Now, listen. What's happening here is this. The reason why we have a problem is because we fall for the fucking prize in which this damn fucked up society has trained us by. When you get a certain age, about 10, 9, you want to stay up late. Because everybody else up late. Your parents tell you, go to hell to bed. You get mad and say, I can't wait till I get grown so I can stay up as long as I want. So one of the prizes of being grown is you get to stay up late. You know what I'm saying? And actually, that's almost a pleasure. You be like, I'm grown, I stay up the fuck as long as I want to. Because you remember time when motherfucker used to make you go to bed. You see what I'm saying? But that's no more, because I'm yet to, for the last 3-4 years, every damn child, goddamn 2 and 3, you bust up in the house at 4 o'clock, them motherfuckers be up too. You see what I'm saying? The new goddamn children, they stay up just as late as the mother. It be 5 o'clock in the morning, them motherfuckers still be up. And shit. I know. But the key is, the prize, but that's a new generation. The prize is, we stay up late, more and more doing puberty. You get it? As you stay up, you separate from the dreamland and you push yourself away from the doorway more and more. So it's almost like, you're about to graduate high school, but you got about 40, 50 days you done missed, and you got all that back time you got to make up, a makeup test and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So based on the society, you push yourself away from the damn doorway. Now, ancient people like the ancient Native Americans and most what you call primal people, or what you call primitive people, you see what I'm saying? When it got dark, if they didn't have a spiritual ceremony going on, when it got dark, they went to fucking bed. So therefore, they could go into dream time or vision quest. You see what I'm saying? You see? But this society, as you get older, and as you take on more and more responsibility, it makes sure that you don't rest for the simple fact you gotta work all kind of obscure hours and shit. You see what I'm saying? Plus, in this society, because everybody else is up, you really can't go to bed at 8 o'clock. Fuck the dumb shit. That's kind of rough on a motherfucker, not unless you living out in goddamn the woods. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, even if you're getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you still, still not enough damn rest. You see what I'm saying? So, now, listen. The journey to the dreamlands, but what we must understand at this particular time, we are in the quickening. So it don't matter based on the makeup time. That was the cycles before, while we couldn't tap through caddy. Now we're in the quickening, and we are right at the damn doorway. You see what I'm saying? Because as you notice now, you find out no matter how much you try to sleep, you don't need a lot of rest. You see what I'm saying? That's because you right in.
And so, Ross, that's what me and you was chiming in on earlier about, like, just those quick naps. You still can tap into dream time with just that quickness. That's the quickening. So right on time with that one. Let's go.
At the damn doorway. So the key is, the only thing you need is to get you some valerian root, enough to get a good deep sleep. Take enough of it to get a good deep sleep. Now, a journey to the dreamlands is typically begins when a dreamer is descending down the 70 light steps of slumber. You know, the 72 demons of Goetia I talked about are the caverns of the flame. And will meet the high priest Kamenthar. That's like Tahuti or somebody. Or your guide, or Anubis, basically. And if the two priests find the dreamer worthy, he can continue down the 70 steps of the slumber, which finding you worthy ain't got shit to do with based on the way you treat, you know, what you did in life. Worthy means was you born of this original stock of damn people. So the worthy means, like, are you worthy based on, do you have the soul to even do this shit? So it ain't got nothing to do with what you did in the past, what you did in this fucked up life. You understand what I'm saying? Worthy means, are you the original motherfuckers? You get it? So if it finds you worthy, then he may continue down the 700 steps into the enchanted wood. After avoiding the dangerous wood, the dreamer is free to roam in the land of the dream. Walking worlders, which is us in this world, awake worlders, are dreamland's greatest heroes. These individuals create entire cities in their dreams and may take up residence in the dreamlands following their death in the walking world. This dimension's most famous individuals who dreamt in the timeless city of capsules and in the New Orleans mystics is Randolph Carter, The Quest of the Home of the Gods of the Unknown Caddis.
If you want, I can actually play that video. Pretty sure that's fair use. Let me see something. Okay, I say he's checking in. I wonder if he didn't get the notification that the call is up. I'm gonna end the recording right now, and then I'm gonna start a new one real quick, just for the YouTube joint, just in case this video, the second part of that video is not fair use.